I'm Bryan Bossler at the Princeton Marriott. An emotional day here for family members from the flight crew and passengers as they listen to the final moments of Flight 93. Some came from as far away as California, while Kevin Marisay drove up in his car from his home in Teaneck, New Jersey. But all those who came lost a loved one on Flight 93 when the hijacked plane crashed in Pennsylvania on September 11th. Today, in two private sessions hosted by the FBI and the Department of Justice, they'd finally hear what those last 31 minutes were like from inside the cockpit. Allison Hoglan's son, Mark Bingham, was one of the 45 aboard United Flight 93, and she says she felt obligated to come.
I feel a compulsion, I feel a responsibility to understand how Mark Bingham spent his last 30 minutes and how he worked with the other family members to pull it together. But those who chose not to come, I certainly understand. I want to hear this tape, and I want my brother to hear this tape, because we hope, of course, to hear Mark's voice, but I don't expect it. We hope to gain more information from what happened on Flight 93. It's been described to me as long moments of dead air with no conversation at all, occasional muffled conversation, a lot of conversation in a foreign language, many chants of Allah Akbar, God is great, and a fair amount of confused conversation among the terrorists who were in the cockpit.
Alice said her son Mark had a lot of friends. He played rugby in college and last summer went to Spain for the running of the Bulls. His family is sure he saved others by taking action on the plane.
Do you believe they saved, like, the Capitol or the White House or something?
I have no doubt about that, no doubt. I think that, fortunately, I think they did the next best thing. I think that it was headed for one of the landmarks, and I think the consensus is now the Capitol building.
Kevin Marisay lost his sister on that fateful day. Gerogine Corrigan was an antique dealer headed back to Honolulu, Hawaii, where she lived and worked numerous odd jobs. Kevin says he seesawed back and forth on whether to come today, but in the end he felt he needed to be here.
I just really don't know. I have to do something because it was my sister. I want, there were 40 people on board. We've heard about a few of them, but we haven't heard about all of them. And I call it the Forgotten 40. This is personal. This is something I get to hear.
It was a personal day for the families. The FBI and other officials provided counseling before and after and kept the cameras outside. Officials also said they would not release any of the sounds from the cockpit voice recorder to the media at this time. Reporting in Plainsboro, Bryan Bossler, WZBN News.